Good day, everyone. I hope you're all having a good day. Mm, some of us are not. Some are smiling. They came here with. I mean, the only thing left is for Otto to come in here with full replicas of players because that looks like even the balls behind. I can see Real Madrid balls and Jesus, man.
It's not. It's actually it's a lunchbox that you can open, but the one is the replica of Champions League.
I know. You're just feeling
Okay.
yourself today. You're just feeling yourself. So, welcome, Otto. Welcome, Wagal Kwame. Welcome, guys, to our podcast. Today is the 29th of October. But, you know, there's no reason for this day to be memorable, so let no one try and tell me any reason why it's memorable today. I'm feeling a little bit sour, but, you know, I don't know why they put me to host today. I think
Ayo did it
was
on
a
purpose.
this was a deliberate
Oh,
plan.
Ayo always put you two in that
Yes.
position. Cause
Yeah,
he kind of knew what were
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
He was not gonna have the energy to be the host of this
So
show
he
for
so
sure.
he put me. Yeah, as I'm supposed to have energy today. Okay, okay. I will try my best. I'll try my best. Let me bring myself up. Whew. Guys, welcome to Footy Fantasy, your regular Sunday podcast. If you're watching, you're welcome. Please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so and follow us on Twitter. The handles are flashing across your screen. On YouTube, it's at Footy Fantasy. On Twitter, it is at Footy80 Fantasy. On Instagram, it is at Footy Fantasy. So let's dive in straight up, dive into the main thing so that we can get this out of the way. Then maybe I'll feel a little bit better. Uh, Jola, the fact that you're wearing an Italian jersey does not absolve you. Don't try and hide. We know who you are. You're
I don't know
not.
what you're talking about, bro.
You're not a
Yeah, I don't know what
Lupin.
you're talking
You,
about.
actually,
Well, we
you're
all know
acting like
what's going
Lupin right now with the most obvious disguise anyone can see. I mean, your face is still the same. We know who you are.
And I don't
So,
think there's any other passionate fan, like any more passionate fan of Manchester United than this gentleman. So
Let's
that's not exactly. I totally understand why you go, but with Italy, in serio, seriously.
uh, and serio seriously, yes, seriously. Let me tell you something, right? I don't know. Are you giving me the floor? Is this like
yeah, go ahead. Well, fly, fly.
okay? Like So let me just put it this way. I'm beyond angry. I'm beyond pissed off. Now I'm actually embarrassed. This is why I'm embarrassed. Manchester City didn't have to get out of second gear today. They did not have to get out of second gear. I remember at the FA Cup final. I remember at the FA Cup final last season. Where we conceded a goal in the first 13 seconds, remember? Where we needed Viagra, remember? Um, and I was complaining that Manchester City did not leave the third gear in that game. They did not. They literally played no higher than gear 3 level, and they still beat us. I mean, the scoreline was 2-1, but it was a convincing defeat. There was no chance of us, laying a glove on Manchester City. Today was actually worse. Today was worse at home at Old Trafford, bro. First Premier League game since the passing of Sir Bobby Charlton at Old Trafford, and we turn up like that, right? We turn up. I'm right. I'm right. Am I correct? That's the first Premier League game, right? Since he passed.
No, it was the first Premier League game at home. There was a game last weekend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the first Premier League game at home. Our
Yeah,
first game at home was the Champions League game against what's their face? Copenhagen,
yeah.
right? Um, and we turn up. We turn up like a bunch of schoolboys. Listen, Boychester United is what we're today. Soft Chester United is what we were today. Limp Dick Chester United is what we were today, bro. This man was soft, bro. These men are soft. They can, bro. the way United lacks penetration, you wonder how the players have children. Because there is no way these guys are fathering any children with that kind of penetration or lack thereof. There was nothing in that midfield. There was nothing in that attack. And you know what? As bad as the defense was, when I saw the lineup, I was like, Maguire and Evans, they were not the worst today. Let's not get it twisted. Maguire and Evans were not the worst today. So look, I have to look at one place and one place only, because I try not to be a hypocrite. I try not to be not to keep energy. But the problem is this. When I'm blaming Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right, for lack of coaching, when I'm blaming Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for lack of tactics, right? When I'm blaming the former coach for not having a defined style of play, I have to keep the same energy with this coach. I do have to. This man before the game started, they asked him, what was the reasoning behind leaving Rafa Varane on the bench? And what's the reasoning behind leaving Rafa Varane on the bench and playing Maguire and Johnny Evans? You know what he said? Tactical reasons. Tactical reasons was his answer. Bro, what was the tactics today? Zero. No tactics at all. You know what's crazy? I slept late. I slept super, super late. Right. And I woke up. I'm working on 2-3 hours of sleep right now. I'm operating on 2-3 hours of sleep. Right. I woke up to watch that nonsense. I woke up, interrupted my sleep. Why? Because I'm like, you know what? It's a Manchester derby. In a derby, form is out the window. Anything can happen. Nah, bro. What happened? We got that Lexington steel 12-inch from behind. That is exactly what happened today. No Vaseline, no lubrication. That is exactly now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed off. And this is what I'm going to leave you with this. Eric Ten Hag had a good season, first season, last season, good season. Now, bro, I'm not calling for him to be fired, but I'm not going to defend him anymore. So that's it.
Okay. I don't want to dwell too much on this because you said a lot of stuff. I just want to pick a few things quickly and move on, because I'm going to do this 2 more minutes and then we're going to take some comments on this because the comments are firing. But I think I'm going to take these comments first because some of the comments are directly at you. Oh God, yeah, they show up. Good day, panel of judges.
Nah, Prince White, fuck off, bro. Fuck off.
Hey, pipe down, pipe. What's your language, bro? What's your language?
No. I this is something I've said to his face.
Yeah, that's all right, man. We'll see what your language. They're really coming for you. Prince goes, good day, panel of judges. A Facebook user.
Who's this person?
I don't know. He says, "Oh, guys, stop dodging me." If we don't know who you are,
I don't know who you are. I can't dodge you if I don't know who you are, bro.
Say your name.
If you
want to put a comment, put your name.
Yeah. Put a name, especially from Facebook, because Facebook doesn't put your name. So put a dash with your name behind it so we know. But it seems you have, and then the guy goes in on you again. He goes, all of you are on fraud watch, especially Oga.
Okay. Whoever is putting me on fraud watch, bro, tell me who you are, fam, so I can light you up appropriately. I am, bro. I put this manager on fraud watch already, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
United are terrible. Oh, good, man. Okay, we know. Like Captain Obvious, please. And then I think I know. We know who it is.
Oh, it's Lingard.
Maybe Chester United. It's an insult to baby, but it's an insult to babies. Oh my goodness. To be fair, oh my goodness, man. Then finally, they come out. You know who it is.
I know it's Lingard.
She goes,
God,
I
hate
your
that
best
girl.
friend. Oh God.
Lingard, I don't like you.
She's a scouser. You're not supposed to like her.
But she makes it worse though. Like she's never quiet. That's the thing.
Okay. I don't think football fans are naturally built to be quiet. And football fans, when their teams are dominating, do not stay quiet. So stop having unhealthy expectations. The only time Lingard is going to disappear from your life is when they start losing. So Once they start losing, then yeah, they go quiet. She goes, "What? What? We're just being honest. With the feeling is mutual." But quickly, there's this thing we say there are no tactics. There's tactics. There's always tactics in every game. The problem is not that there were no tactics. The problem was that the tactics did not fit the players. Like I don't understand the play Lindelof on the left, and Lindelof's pocket kept being picked because he couldn't really adapt to that position well enough
Kept
to
getting
create.
cooked.
And when he was getting picked off, it should have been the first change made at the but at halftime. But the coach did not move. He made another change, I think, because of the yellow card. United had chances; they just made bad decisions. That's something that keeps going on because before City got the penalty, and that's the other thing about that penalty is I don't want to go into VAR, but I have to. I want to put Manchester United aside for 1 minute, and then but before we continue, let me add Benvindo as a Barcelona fan. So because we're gonna jump on to our next
I,
section soon.
before we jump into the next
Okay,
session.
hold on, let me finish. Give me a moment.
Okay. All
I
right.
want to go to VR and say something. I've watched football so many times, and I've seen that same tackle made so many times, and I've seen it not been given so many times that I have to wonder that a referee did not give that call. The referee saw it, he waved it away. Then the VAR called the referee back. The next week, you're going to come out and see that same tackle happen, and the ref will not call give it a penalty for that. It's the inconsistency. It's a foul. I don't want to say it's not a foul. What I'm just wondering is why sometimes they say it's when it's in the box, referees ignore it, and then the next time they go ahead and they call it.
Butcher, this is where I disagree with you. I disagree that it is a foul, and I know that sounds stupid, but let me explain. Yeah, anywhere outside the penalty box, you pull somebody like that, yeah, it's a foul, it's a free kick. In the penalty box, though, yes, Højlund grabs him. It doesn't even grab him. He just kind of like puts his hand and blocks him, reaches his hand out, blocks the guy. Now, the key for me is this. Did Rodri have a realistic chance of getting to that cross?
Yes, he did.
The answer is no. Pucci, it's
Yes,
no,
he did.
he didn't.
Yes,
The ball ended up at the far post.
No,
The
but not too
pulling
far.
happened
Not
in the
too far from
midfield.
where he was. Not too far from where he was.
Nah, I don't agree
No,
with that.
no,
That is not.
seriously,
That
I
is
just being
factually
honest.
wrong.
My only problem with the call, personally, is that it is an inconsistent call. Regarding the call, it's a blatant penalty.
I don't think so.
Why I
Never
say that
he
is-
had no
no,
chance
no,
of
no,
getting
look,
there. No way.
That guy was it was
Was it?
not too far
Was
from
he
the
good?
goal.
Had Højlund not put his hand out, was Rodri getting to that ball? Is the
There's
question.
a chance he could.
No. What
The
was
guy that
getting
got
there?
the
He
the
wasn't
guy that
getting there,
listen,
bro.
the guy that got the ball at the far post did not have to jump high. Now, it wasn't like
Nah.
it literally it wasn't
The
like
ball was
it
still
wasn't
head
high.
level. When he got to the far post, it was head level.
That's what I'm saying. So if he was there, he could have headed it. It wasn't
Nah,
like
I
he was
disagree with
trying
you,
to
bro.
run.
I know we're on the same team, but I disagree with you, bro.
Okay,
Can I-
that's
can I-
fair. Let's
can I
fix
make-
it.
Can I have a comment?
Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
I,
Please, Otto.
I this is the way I see it, right?
It's gonna be
When
about
when you
45.
when you going, say that again.
I think
Nah, go ahead, Otto. Go ahead,
Go
Otto.
ahead. Yeah.
I say when you have this kind of game, derbies, classicals, anything can happen, and things like that happen. Like yesterday in our game, things happen, but you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared to go against the surge, to get against the score. And I think the strategy that Olga is talking about, I believe if you don't move your pieces before the end, or at least on the halftime, they're gonna dominate your opponent is gonna dominate the whole game, and that's exactly what happened to Manchester United. The point of inflection, in my opinion, was not on the Holland game on the first score. The point of inflection was in that penalty. Um, 2-0, you can overcome that if you move your pieces. when you see that your players are not performing well from the beginning, so obviously by minute 49, you already knew how your team was. If you don't make those changes and update, I mean, uh, position upgrade, and you don't move your pieces and you don't take out the one that is not performing the way you think, I think they had made a big mistake.
Well, you know what, Otto? He actually made a change at halftime. He just made the wrong change. This
Um,
is why I say this guy, bro. This guy, the confusion that is in the coaching department at Manchester United right now, it is laughable. How do you watch that game at halftime and then you say, you know what? You know who needs to come out? Sophia and Amrabat. Are you a dickhead, bro? Nah, Ten Hag has lost the plot, bro. Ten Hag, I'm telling you, that man is confused. That man, they say he's cooking, bro. He's cooking meth and he's smoking that shit. That is exactly what's happening.
hmm.
Butcher, you're on mute.
When he make the change, like
I'm gonna come in now. Sorry, I'm gonna come in, guys. I have to come in. It's not because I'm not enjoying the conversation. The conversation is very good, but this is not the Manchester United therapy show. This is the Footy Fantasy Podcast show. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We've been talking for 16 minutes. We could be talking for the
Yeah,
next
let's move on to
one
the
hour.
next topic.
oh,
Let's move on to the next topic.
Let me.
this is
I'll
not
take comments,
this is not
and we're
Olga
going to go
therapy.
to Real
This
Madrid.
is not Olga therapy. Therapy. Olga had the therapy way before he came here. That's why that's why he got the Italian jersey.
Man, everyone's coming for you, man. Everyone's coming for you today, man. Wow. So
Butcher, there are some questions in the comments. I want to respond to one of the questions in the comments.
okay, okay. Let me drop the comments and then we move on. Um, Ayo says ETH has lost the dressing room. This clueless performance is self-inflicted. Linga says this game. Sorry, that's Ayo again. He says this game is squarely on ETH, and then of course people are coming for you. Hi, Oga Kwame. Wink, wink,
Get
wink.
out of here. I don't know who you are, but get out of here.
I don't think that's Linga. Henry Bitokun says ETH. Oh, and he continues. Henry continues. Reviewing the slow progress, though, guys. I remember when I wanted Ateta's head, and then okay, I think they were so talking to me about being muted. Oga Kwame, are you done with 1010? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, so that's below the belt, fam. That's your Oga Kwame. What's your preferred lineup and subs?
Okay, because we have to move on to the next topic, I'm just going to address the first question. Am I done with 10 Hag? The point I'm trying to make is this. I am done defending him. I'm not going to be out here. I'm not going to be out here telling United fans who are shouting Ten Hag out. I'm not going to be out here, telling them why they're wrong. I'm done with that. But at the same time, I want people to understand that it's his second season. Historically, second seasons for new managers are usually the worst. Second and third seasons are the worst. So that's why, that's where I'm at right now. I'm done defending him, but I'm just observing.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. Like I said, I'm not here. I know when my therapy is somewhere behind me. So, um, Linga makes a very poignant comment that I think we should take at this point, and then we'll move to the next topic. She says, "I can't stay, but we give a shout out and send some love to Luis Diaz and his family. Horrible situation." That's right. I'm a Manchester United fan. I technically have a hateful relationship with all Liverpool fans. I don't like Liverpool as a club. I spit on their graves. Everything Liverpool should burn in hell. But especially since we're the devils, they will come where we are and we'll burn them there. But on a more serious note, it doesn't go beyond football. Outside of football, I'm good friends with a lot of Liverpool people. This is really, really sad. Especially as an African, we all know how it goes with people kidnaps, and also you must have an idea of what I'm talking about. But it's not fair. It shouldn't happen, and I pray his family can get back to, get back together, and I hope the man can find some peace soon, because
Yeah.
this is really really sad.
Yeah.
And Henry Bitokun adds a comment. He goes, wishing his family well. Yes, we're all wishing his family well, and we're praying for them. So we're going to jump straight to El Clasico. Benvindo is a Barcelona fan. He's joining us on audio. Otto, uh, I mean, I don't have to tell you, Otto is a Real Madrid fan. If you're watching, he has a Real Madrid scarf hanging behind his neck on a mic stand. He's wearing a white Real Madrid jersey. He's got two balls to his back that are white. They look like Real Madrid balls, and I think he has a big banner of a Champions League trophy or something on that wall behind. And he's bringing the ball forward so you can all see it. Like,
It's not a ball. It's
it's a lunchbox, a Real Madrid lunchbox. Oh my goodness, man!
Wow. Is
Wow.
is Barcelona the food in that lunchbox?
Oh wow, man.
Oh
This
God.
is for when I go to against my jersey, cars, and whatever else that I need. So if I have the cup or whatever, when I'm going
Oh
to
man,
bring
look at
this,
this guy,
I
man.
carry myself.
Oh my God.
All right,
So
man.
like, yeah, Benvito, I think you should start. Benvito,
Oh
go and
man,
start. Yeah.
I'm just glad this episode has been done today and not yesterday because I was heated yesterday. I'm more calm now. After seeing what Manchester United went through, he kind of makes me feel like I'm in a better position. I'm not too bad. Not too bad. But congratulations to Real Madrid for winning yesterday. I thought on the first half we had them on the ropes. We just lacked the depth that they had. If you see it throughout the whole game, I think we had a better game than them until the 60 minute. And then, our players got tired. We Ancelotti kind of outcoached Xavi on the last 30 minutes of the game. So Real Madrid brings in Camavinga and Modric, and Barcelona brings in Oriol Romeo. I mean, just the quality was just, it's just different. And then I know Bellingham will get all the credit, but I think Camavinga coming on kind of gave Real Madrid the stability that they needed at the left back because Mendy was having a hard time containing uh, uh, Cancelo. And with Camavinga coming in, he kind of gave them the stability on the left back, and his play from the back is much better than Mendy's. And I just thought we didn't have a good enough bench yesterday. We five of our starters were injured. Lewandowski, of course, came in the second half. Rusty, Rafinha, not impressed. Also, just came back from injury. Rusty, and I think Xavi yesterday, the biggest mistake he made yesterday was removing Cancelo. I think he should have kept Cancelo in the game and put in Lamine Yamal on the right side because he put Lamil Yamal on the left, so he can really penetrate and do those diagonal runs. So he put him on the left side. He kind of limited his ability. I think he should have, of course, taken off Ferran Torres for Lewandowski, but he should have kept Cancelo and put Lamil Yamal on the left since, Rafinha is just a little rusty. But looking back at the game, I mean, I thought the game was evenly played. It's those games decided by little details. I think Barcelona in the first half could have scored at least one more goal. But things, it's just classical. Little details always decide these games. It's super close, and both teams have a lot of quality. And now we're 4 points behind, and Madrid is probably, looking good right now. But it's just the 11th game of the season. I remember last year we started the game at the Clásico, we lost, and we were 3 points behind after the Clásico. This year we're 4 points behind, but last year we won the league by 15 points. So it's a long ways to go. We still got some players coming back. I think I like our chances. I like our
Man,
chances.
yeah, you sound very humbled, man.
Oh yeah, like no. If this podcast was done yesterday, bro, I kid you not, man. I was livid. I was pissed off. I was livid because at the beginning of the game, I was like, man, we have so many injuries. If we tie this game, I'll be okay with it. But the first 60 minutes, I thought we really could have won the game. Besides our
I
problem.
agree. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, besides our problems with I mean, we started with an academy player playing as a pivot. The Furman guy, I mean, this is the first season. I mean, that's one thing I like about Barcelona. Of course, I mean, we a club surrounded by a lot of controversies. But one thing nobody can ever take away from us for Barcelona, it's the ability to produce players from our academy. That's I was proud of the team yesterday. That the Ferdman guy, oh yeah, amazing. That's the one to look for the future. But Real Madrid just have something about Real Madrid, man, that I envy Real Madrid. If you don't kill them the first chance you have, you best believe it. They're gonna come back. They're gonna
Yes.
come back and they're gonna punish you, man. These are I don't know what it is about them. I don't know. Maybe some witchcraft. I don't know, man. Like if you don't kill Real, like if you have two
I
chances, you don't
I
score.
I agree with you. Because everything you said is kind of correct, but there's one thing I think was just that game just turned. It was a game of moments, and the game turned. Yes, Cavaminga's what's it called? Introduction changed the balance of the Barcelona attack, and it also gave Real Madrid more strength. Like I said, I agree with that. But I think it was still a game of moments because apart from the goal, Bellingham's goal came out of nowhere, and that goal changed that game.
Yeah, I think Ter Stegen, as
Yeah,
much as I like him, I think he should have done better. I'm not sure what he's
yeah.
trying to do. I think if he went with the hand that was closer to the post instead of
He,
trying to go to high and punch it
he
out.
went he
Well,
went
yeah,
with
it
the
went with the
right
wrong
hand.
hand. Yeah,
With the wrong
Yeah,
instead of
hand.
the
yeah,
left
With
hand.
the
Yeah,
wrong hand. This is
yeah,
shorter than this, so there was
yeah,
no way we were gonna stop it. Yeah,
yeah,
he should,
he tipped it because if
yeah, but
he would have go with this one, it would be
was
just.
yeah.
like a
But it
few
was too strong. It was too
yeah,
strong.
a few minutes before that, he saved a similar shot from Chouameni.
Okay, okay. Before I go on to Otto, because I know Otto's gonna speak for a while, so let me take some comments. There's someone that was giving that was asking questions. The guy, Facebook user, is he said is Sir Smith. Say he's saying thanks for the response. He identified himself as Sir Smith. That also they said, yeah, the only thing left is it remains statue at this point. That the only thing left for you to come to this podcast with is a Real Madrid statue. Then we know you're fully kitted.
But we
uh,
what happened? What happened? We seen it all the time. We seen it all the time. They call it in the team. They call it DNA. It's
yeah.
actually like Masia, like he's saying. I definitely agree with Vito. When Vito, uh, the Masia makes excellent player versus the one in Real Madrid. Del Castilla uh, is not quite there yet. What makes the difference of the players, even the young players in Madrid, is that constant push that you don't stop until you get results, and you never give up until the last whistle.
You
That's
just buy, or you just buy their replacement. You know.
oh well, but that has to do a lot.
They
That,
have the money, right? They have the
well,
money.
but that has to do a lot because from the beginning that, yeah, in my opinion, Rodrigo, for me, is not a 90 minutes or not even a starter player
There is
yet.
no youngster in that team that you kind of say you brought up through your academy.
No, but they're not coming from Real Madrid Academy.
No, they're not. You just buy
Well,
them.
the majority of them that are coming from the Real Madrid Academy, from Castilla, they already they already won 4 or 5 champions league. They already won it. So I mean, but in general, I'm talking about in general, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
But something about Real Madrid is just that that way to feel this, and when they put this jersey, uh, they give 200%. That's what was my surprise at the first 45. Exactly, it was the first 45 minutes. It was completely. They were kind of lost. They didn't have a GPS, or probably they didn't even know the game just started. And it came to a surprise. I was like, well, what's happening to this guy? So I cannot imagine why Carleto Ancelotti told him at the halftime. He kind of sugarcoated when he was interviewed with the media that he say, you know what he said? He said he told them this. I think it was in a different tone and a different thing. He say, uh, yeah, clásicos can be lost, but that not this way. You gotta fight stronger than that. If you're gonna lose this game, you gotta fight harder than that because I haven't seen you fighting yet. So they came back. He did something he did that we don't understand. But the two key players, the point of inflection of that game was, in my opinion, Mendy doesn't do the job that he's supposed to do. It's not just on this game. When I saw him on the initial um, lineup, I say, I don't think it's gonna happen, and especially with that coverage that he had to do, impossible, impossible. So
So,
you know,
Otto, I got a question for you. So now that Chouameni is injured for, let's say, hopefully it's not too serious because I don't like to see players injured. So now Camavinga is going to have to start in the midfield. So you're going to have to stick with the Mendy at the left back. So that's
mm,
something you have to live with, unless you put Nacho in there.
no, I think Nacho is better than
Yeah,
Mendy.
but I mean, Ancelotti seems to like the guy a lot, the Mendy guy. I honestly like whenever I see Mendy, like the first season he came to Madrid, he gave you guys the Champions League. That game
Mendy.
against that game against Man City, he had a
That's right.
save on the line
But
that
this year, he is his
I mean,
performance is pretty
yeah,
low
yeah, he's fine, but
for what he needs to be at the level he needs to be. But Camavinga is a class, a
There's a
player.
comment here. There's a comment here that goes.
The heat map of that
Mhm.
guy Camavinga is not just in the middle.
he's everywhere.
That dude is everywhere, and he had speed and the technique, the dribble that dude have is just impeccable. It's just beautiful to see that guy playing.
Hey,
He got style. It's just
as much as
unbelievable.
as much as I don't like Real Madrid, I like Camavinga. He was born in my same
Mhm.
hometown as me, so
And
Oh,
Jude Bellingham,
oh
uh,
yeah,
that guy, he just moved on the right place at the right time. Remember, I make not exactly the same comparison, but they come from the same team, him and Holland. And if you
yeah,
realize, they always do pretty much the same. They disappear in the whole game, and all of a sudden they just come where the ball is coming, and boom, they
oh
just
yeah,
come and kick. They both play very similar, not identical, but very similar, and
he
they both
I
love
don't
each
think.
other to see.
I don't think it's a factor of coming from the same team. I think they're both. That's not something you teach people.
They're Dortmund. They
things
come
yeah.
No,
from
no, it's
Dortmund,
not something because Haaland was already scoring a lot, moving like that before he went to
but they play
Tottenham.
together there. They
Yeah, I
play
know.
together.
No, I'm just saying that coming from the same. I'm just saying that they that get goal getting because I remember what's his name, Bellingham, from when he was 16. Bellingham has always been a boy who played like a man.
What's my point? They
Mhm.
probably were playing awesome to reach to Borussia Dortmund. They had to be good, no matter
Oh
what.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
Like he was playing.
Because
He
that
was playing like a man at 16.
yes, yeah, the
Mhm.
Bundesliga is not easy either.
Oh
So
yeah, it's a tough
okay,
league.
they have to be very competitive. All right,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, just playing to each other in the same team, helping each other, they have to learn something. Don't you think when a player like Bellingham even said it? You know, I came here with my technique by watching these masters. I have to learn something from Luka Modric. I have to learn something uh, from any other player that plays right there. So it just they have to catch something. They have to watch something. And he even said it. He even said it. But it just the way if you see his heat map, Bellingham, he's not just in one position. He looked for the ball, even to pass it or to go and score. That's very impressive from that guy. And really, he impressed
Yeah, I mean,
even
he
Ancelotti.
if I were to compare him to any player that I've seen before, I think I would. My comparison would be some like Frank Lampard. Work rate, works hard,
Yeah,
and
Lampard, Seedorf. Yeah,
yeah, midfield. I mean, Lampard
yeah.
scored a
Massimo
lot of
Sidor.
goals. Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, I agree
you guys.
with you. Yeah.
I mean, you guys really. I mean, when I saw the lineup, and I saw Barcelona has looks stronger on the first half. Then I saw your bench and I analyzed my bench. I'm like, man, this game is gonna be decided in the second half. Because if you got Modric on the bench and Kamavinga, I mean, you bring those two midfielders in, I mean, they're gonna change the game. And plus you're gonna replace Kroos. I mean, so when you replace Kroos with the Modric, you don't really you're not
You're not
really
stepping
losing much
down.
quality. Like
Yeah,
you
you're
actually
not losing. Yes,
gaining.
that's true.
When I saw the Xavi uh, did the change of Torres and Felix, I say, the heck, these two guys were the best. What? Why he move
Yeah,
him? Why he changed them? And I said, man, that's it in our advantage. When I saw that Felix, that dude is that's something else, man.
yeah, very
And
skillful.
Torres, the difference between Torres and his what was the name of the guy that came in?
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. Yeah, Lewandowski. Lewandowski is coming from an injury.
Oh yeah,
Lewandowski, if he don't have balls, he's not gonna go and look for him. And
yeah,
Torres
Yeah,
look for the ball.
yeah,
That's the
you,
big difference.
no,
yeah.
no. But you
Lewandowski.
see, you have to complement. You can't play two strikers that really don't complement each other. Yao
Yeah.
Felix and Torres don't complement
But
each other.
Joao Felix,
Mm. So
Romeo, and seriously, no, bro.
yeah, but
Not Romeo, nah, not
but
Romeo,
but
bro.
like if you watch it, if Lewandowski was playing and fit, and the way Barcelona were dominating, he would have scored.
Oh, the first half, yeah, absolutely,
Yes,
yeah,
those
absolutely.
two guys, they're not really goal getters. They're not really guys. They are ball hoggers. They get the ball, they pass, they create chances, but they do not get you goals. Really,
Yeah,
like yeah, Felix has never had a period where he scored so many goals consistently. The same thing with Torres. They score in bursts. They score in this
yeah.
game, score in that game. Like so. Two of them are not, like they're not the guys you want to put in the middle and be your target man. So that's
Hey,
why
so,
I think he's had to switch one of them
hey,
because they
so I mean,
needed to go for the game.
not to change topics. I mean,
Mhm.
yesterday in the game, there was a similar penalty. I don't understand this penalty things, man. So yesterday, at the end of the first half, there was a similar thing that when what's the guy's name? Chouameni grabbed Araujo like on the neck. I mean, the referee. I mean, those penalties. I mean, I think those penalties should not be called. Honestly, in my opinion, because if we call penalties on every corner kick, we're gonna have like 10 penalties a game because there's a lot of grabbing and shoving and pushing in the penalty box.
I
That's just
agree.
my opinion. Unless we call every single penalty like that, or we don't. So today, my question, man. I mean, just I was watching the first half of Man City and United because I love Guardiola. Just as a Barca fan, but how do you give the penalty though? Let's say the penalty, so the shoving happened like 3 minutes prior, and the referee called the penalty. So what if Manchester United had scored the game in those 3 minutes? I mean, what would have happened? Do you understand my point? So
Okay, I'm gonna answer the question. Then I think we're gonna also stop and move on to a different
nah,
topic. I'll think no, because we've been here for a while. So I mean, I'm gonna answer your question quickly, just because you're asking a question, and then I will take comments because people have dropped a lot of comments, and because I want us to talk about the Tonali stuff next. So instead, like I said, there's one thing we football fans forget is that we forget time runs, and once we start talking about football, we could be here all day.
oh,
So
yeah, that's the
please,
problem. That's the
yeah,
problem.
so please forgive me, but I gotta put it on. I gotta put it within the schedule we did. So I apologize. I don't want us to be here all day.
Okay.
Regarding that penalty, like you said, I said it earlier. It doesn't make sense because next week there will be another challenge like that, and they won't call it. They won't call it. They'll look at it and not call it. They'll find an excuse not to call it. And you said that it happens every time. I agree, it's a foul. But if it's a foul and it should be called in the box, why wasn't the Chomeni one called? And then you go and look yesterday. I'm sure you watched another game in the Premier League. Something like that happened. They didn't call it. It happened. It's the same thing that happened like when Manchester. I remember because there was a time I say Onana hit a player in the box and they said it wasn't a penalty. And then another game, it went out showed another game where a keeper did the same thing and it was a penalty. And so people go, so what's a penalty? What's not a penalty? I am not mad because it's against my team. That's not the thing that makes me mad. Of course, that makes me mad. But the real thing that makes me mad is the inconsistency of these referees. And then the inconsistency of VAR itself. Because the referee can make a mistake. But VAR has to be like, okay, look, we call this. So we're gonna call this. What's one of the reasons why I respect VAR in Europe. VAR in Europe is very consistent. European to the Champions League and the FIFA tournaments, they're very consistent. They
I agree.
make the calls. They make the calls consistently. But in the league, they keep changing it every week. So, I don't know what I'm going to say about it. I'm just going to.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, because I was watching the game last night. I'm like, that's a penalty on Chouameni. But then I realized, well, it's a corner kick. I mean, people are shoving and pushing each other. Then today, I see the same thing, and then it's a penalty. I'm like, maybe, I mean,
And
maybe,
that's the same thing. The penalty they give to Camavinga, it's just the same thing.
yeah.
But me
I mean,
personally, I don't want to go like that. Honestly, I
no,
want
no,
to go like the
but the
way
thing,
it was.
it's like the brother said, it's consistency. Like we need to be consistent. If you're gonna call these in one game, we should call it the next game and the next and the next. If you don't call it,
And the same topic with the offside. They call it one way this time. They call it another way next
No, at
game.
least at least VAR, that technology makes the offside very, because you're either offside or you're not offside.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It's the handball penalty. The
yeah,
handball penalty. Like you go. What are you guys doing? 1 minute it's not in a natural position. The next minute, it's too close, so it's not a handball. It's either one or the other. Stop changing the rules every time you're in a situation. Just give us one rule, let everybody know the rule book, and then we move on. Because and then like good. Another one that happened was this yellow card decision. There's a referee that did that stuff, and I watched it in a Premier League game, Everton, and I forgot who they played. Everton Liverpool. That was so annoying because the referee gave a guy a second yellow card for pulling someone back. Then another guy was on a yellow card, and then he didn't give him a second yellow card, and the guy was on the opposing team. So the two teams should have played 10 against 10, but he gave one team red card, and then he didn't give the same offense in the same game.
yeah. I mean, it's I was kind of excited when the VAR was introduced. I thought, I mean, we're gonna cut all this BS out of the game. But now it seems like the VAR actually gives us more reason to complain about refs instead of helping the referees. I don't know,
That's
man.
right. That's right. I agree with you. So I'm going to take some comments because a lot of comments have come in, and I've been keeping these comments loading for almost 20 minutes. There's some people are still talking about Manchester United. I think I shouldn't have come here with this jersey because people just can't resist, man. ETH and Manchester United fans are in for a long season, unfortunately. Okay. Uh, and I think the same person saying on Barcelona. He might be saying on Barcelona as well. Are in for a long season. I'm not so sure, but he has a right. Um, Benvindo, this is, I think, a comment to you. He goes, "It's a marathon, not a race." In all fairness, he's talking about the league, and he says you sound like Ganu.
Who's that? Oh, is that the boxer?
Yeah, you
Oh,
sound like Ganu. Yeah. Yeah, this is Harry Bitoku making the last two comments, and then Harry continues again. Laugh out loud. Witchcraft is resilience and believing they always have a chance. Yeah, he's talking about Real Madrid. Yeah, this I don't just believe it. Real Madrid are what champions are made of. They just
oh yeah.
never. Yeah, that game was from absolutely nowhere. I think he meant that goal. Yeah, he writes a correction immediately. That's it, Henry talking. He goes, that goal was from absolutely nowhere. That's right. And then he goes, Jude's positional awareness, flair, and instincts are insane. He's giving me Zizou vibes.
Nah,
I
Zizou
agree
did not,
with
Zizou did not score this many goals
nah, Zizou, man.
consistently.
that's exactly
Yeah,
the perfect
yeah.
description, Henry.
Nah,
That is
Zizou vibes. Zizou did not score this consistently all the time. I mean,
and you
Zizou,
know what, Henry? It did to me too. It reminds me the way Zizou played. He
Nah,
played
come
with
on,
the
man.
nah. With all
no,
due respect, I know you're a Real Madrid fan and you had Zizou playing for you guys, but Zizou does not belong to Real Madrid. Let me tell you a difference. If when you talk about awareness, flair, and instincts here, if this is where Jude is, Zizou is like off the screen.
yeah, but
Zizou, this
come on,
guy is all about running, all about moving. Heat map. You were talking about heat map. He was all over the place. Zizou is never all over the place. Zizou literally takes up one position or two positions. Like Zizou moves in a little area and controls the game. This is not about. It's not never all about running all over the place. That's why Zizou doesn't score so many goals because Zizou doesn't really run into the box that often.
brother,
That's
brother.
what
We talking about
Frank.
June.
Mm-hmm.
20 to 2003. This dude
Mm-hmm.
is 20 years old.
Okay.
He got a long way to go. I say he reminds me of Zizou. I'm not saying he's like Zizou.
Yeah, but he reminds you of this in what way? That's
No,
what
no,
we're
no,
trying to
that he's
understand.
going in that route. It's
Yeah.
like some people are saying that Jamal, Lamin Jamal, he's like, it reminds him of Messi. The dude is amazing.
Not
He's
even
pretty
close.
amazing.
Not
But
even close. That's what we're saying. We're saying it's like you
that
see, the
doesn't
people are
mean
telling
that
it's
he's
not even
Messi.
close.
It doesn't mean that it's Messi, that he's going to be there. But man, they're very young. They got a long way to go. But no, what is the
Every
problem to compare? The comparison is not there to just to compare a player that is better or is identical to this guy. It just to remind you that, oh, dude, this dude had kind of the same similar talent, not the same, similar talent with Sisu. It just remind me like that. I never said Sisu impossible. I was like someone be like Cristiano Ronaldo. No, but you had his legacy. He's gonna be building his legacy like any other player. That's all I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's what Henry's talking about. He's
okay.
not saying that he's identical to him. I'm not saying that either. It's to be in those shoes, but
Okay.
he got he got he got what it takes to be there. What is wrong? He's working on it.
All
And
right.
look, quietly, he very quietly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good player, man. I see him having like a huge career in Madrid, and hopefully injuries respect him because we've seen a lot of players come in starting hot, and then injuries. I mean, injuries is the worst thing, man. I mean, I like watching the kid play. All right, guys. I mean, it's been good talking to you, man. I gotta
All
bounce.
right, man. Okay,
Hopefully,
well, Benvito, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next time.
my pleasure, guys.
Take
Madrid,
care. Take care, Ramiro.
but we're still in it.
Now, yeah, it's a marathon, like we say, it's a marathon.
Yes,
But
sir, man.
yeah,
Pleasure, guys. Have a good Sunday, man. God bless. Bye bye.
you too, bro.
Likewise,
Thank you.
likewise.
Bye bye.
Likewise.
Yeah, let's finish this comments and then we'll move on. He goes, looking at how Real Madrid took control of the game. This is Goke speaking, and Barcelona's setback was obvious the goal was coming, especially with
Yep.
Jermaine's shot on goal and the forward press. It was just a matter of time. Ah, that goal was savable. It wasn't a matter of time. The chances were not like even that goal, that last goal. It wasn't like you know. It wasn't like what's his name? Ter Stegen was making save after save after save after save. Real Madrid deserved to win the game. That's not, I won't take it away from them. But the idea that the goal was coming, that goal came from nowhere.
Look. Uh, but
Mhm.
let me explain to you. So a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just Real Madrid. It's just so lucky. Oh, it's just luck." Honestly, if you don't look for it, if you don't look for the opportunity, you never get them.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
there's a
exactly what we're
there,
talking about here.
no. What I'm saying is not luck. I'm not talking about luck.
So what
You
are you
know.
talking about then?
Okay, look. Let me put it this way, right? If a team, when you say a goal is coming, it's obvious a team is like it's when a team is creating chance
That
after
they were
chance after
pushing enough. They were
yes,
pushing enough that it was
yes.
going to come no matter what.
That's the thing. What I'm trying to tell you is the first goal that changed the game. Like remember, we're talking about the keeper dived wrong. Because if the keeper had saved that, Real Madrid would keep pushing. But guess what? If they don't score that chance, because that goal was what
What
drained
Goki,
Barcelona.
what Goki's talking about is
Mhm,
like in history of
mhm.
many games of Real Madrid, many games, not just one or two or the last three or last four, in many games, when Madrid start pushing for the last 30 minutes, it is more than one goal for sure. That's what he's talking about. It was coming because the consistency and they got him trapped right there in the back. When Madrid start pushing, sending ball and kicking and like trying from outside the area, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen, even though the ball is not moving to the other side. That's exactly what he's talking about. The more you look for it, you're definitely gonna find something. Something you're
Okay,
gonna find something. So that's what
okay.
he's talking about.
Yeah. So let me take this comment. It's from
Hold
Kwame
on.
again. Kwame is going. Benvindo, don't get it twisted. The only difference between you and I this weekend is at least you got some lubrication. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. Oh my god,
No, you're good.
man. And then Henry again goes, the inconsistencies are sickening. Maybe the VR needs a VR or AI. This is true. But in fairness, it's a subjective nature and ambiguity and outdated rules that gives us headaches. Yes, it's the subjective nature and ambiguity. Like I said, offside is offside. If they make a mistake with offside, we can all see it. Now you're going to make a decision, and then half of the people are arguing whether it's right or wrong, and this or that. These things are what actually gets me, kind of twisted, because we can talk all day about it, and we'll still not be able to have a good answer on many of these decisions this season. Let's talk about quickly. Let's move on to Tonali. And we're about to wrap up. We're going to wrap up in about 5 to 10 minutes. So we're going to do a quick thought on Tonali's 10-month ban. Also, do you want to start, or should I start on that?
Uh he made a mistake. He needs support, but I agree. Every human being has to be accountable for their action. For good action have good consequences, and bad action have bad consequences. So I don't say that he deserves it, but he does need help. The good thing is the team is gonna support him. But uh, at one point, the guy knew that he was doing something wrong. Oh, he knew it. And someone around him must told him, you better stop. You better stop. But they just want to continue going. So usually when I see this thing happen, same thing in our life, sometimes we just keep going, keep going, keep going. Someone tell us, don't do that, or please make changes, and because this direction that you're taking is wrong. In my opinion, when God tells me go this way and I take this way, okay, it's my own risk. So that was his risk. He knew about it, so that's his consequences. Let me tell you that if he don't get consequences for that, I can guarantee you he'll keep doing after the break. Let's say they give him 1 month or 2 months or 3 or 6 months. I can guarantee you that guy come back and he keep doing it. Or he probably got caught before and they gave him a little break, but this time it was bigger. So that is my personal opinion. That we have to be accountable for our actions, and if we do wrong, so we definitely know we're gonna get that. So he has
Yeah,
to. What he, that's my humble opinion. I don't know
yeah.
what he's gone through his life, or he did something for a reason, but his influence has to do a lot with it. People around him.
I laugh sometimes because I laugh at some of these things sometimes because it's it's very confusing. You just don't get it how people risk so much, and it's not one person, it's not two. So it's a pattern of stuff that happens. I keep saying human beings, we all have this thing that it's like we're all designed to fail. It's almost like something in human beings because we all do stupid things. And I never get when these young footballers, um, like go into this women stuff, they get into this groupie stuff that gets them into trouble, or this gambling thing that they're all doing. Because not all, but some of them. Excuse me. Gambling, it's not just a problem. It's very illegal because it risks your own job. Because it's a different thing when you go, and that your job gives you a lot of money. It's not just like any kind of job. It's a different thing when someone's going like, oh, he's having too much fun on the side after work, or he's doing something else on the side. And no, this is literally doing something that one can get you in jail, two destroy everything you've ever worked for, just take away all the money you're making. Why? If you go and check the bets, how much was he making? They say he was a gambling addict, and I said, okay, um, that explains it. I think the biggest issue for these kids is some of them do not have sense. With all due respect, I'm not saying it that they don't have brains, but they don't have sense in terms of money. You give a young kid money, that kind of money, very young, and they start making silly decisions. And now he's gonna pay for it. He's lucky he's not really paying more than this because he could have been in jail. He could have gone to jail.
Uh,
That's the weird thing about it.
and it not just happened in football. It's pretty much young athletes. if they don't
Yeah.
have the right people around them, because some of them cannot handle that amount of money.
Yeah.
They don't have the good coach. Actually, not coaching,
Yes.
guidance for
Hmm.
them. Parents or older than them, or their manager are not wise enough to tell these and to manage, teach them how to manage their money. You see that in pretty much all the sport: baseball, football, American football.
Yeah.
A lot of young people, because the
Yeah.
majority of the good talents are young.
That's right.
So when they coming from having $5 on their pocket to $1 million on their bank account, and they just spending in pretty much useless stuff, and like random trash. And that's gonna happen if you don't have the right guidance next to you. It is gonna happen. So that's why they get into it. So they just they just need to be educated, and I think every team, that's the ideal, right? Go
Yeah.
to train or to have this youngster to go into a lead, like a little training. Hey, you're in a different level now.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not their job, right? It's not their job, but it will help. It will
But
help.
yeah, but there's another thing with this, or I think contributes most to this problems is there's this thing that happens, this factor that happens. A good example of it is what Newcastle, the vibes Newcastle are giving me about this Tonali issue was we're only taking it serious because he was caught. If he was not caught, we're not taking it serious because he was supposed to play yesterday. The game yesterday, they were going to play him. As at Friday morning, after the Italian FA had announced, when it was first announced that he was being investigated a few weeks ago, that he was being arrested by the police, he came back. The Italian squad let him go. He came back to Newcastle. He trained with them, and he played a game when this guy was under investigation. And then when the story started coming out that he had confessed, I don't think he's going to confess to the police alone. He would have told Newcastle this is what really happened, right? These guys didn't mind. They were, as of yesterday, I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday that the Italian FA announced that he was banned for 10 months. Newcastle were going to play him because FIFA had not announced that the ban was worldwide. They were like, "Oh, it's all right. We're gonna pay. We're gonna play him because we don't see what he did is so bad." So sometimes there's this permissiveness people give to these youngsters. They keep getting away like with little things, and then until they do the big one because they're young, they're talented, they're rich, so they keep
And,
getting away with it.
and listen to this. You say the FIFA is gonna come and tell them what to do, what not to do.
Yeah,
FIFA is, FIFA is not the right organism to tell someone. I mean, they're very corrupt,
yeah,
and they do a lot of things wrong. So I think it all starts from home, and the guy probably had some pretty bad past, and he think everything it was normal, and at the beginning nobody told him, hey, you need to stop this. But I see, this is getting bigger and bigger, because I see it pretty much more in football, soccer, in our football. uh I see more advertising of betting than any other sport.
that's right.
Pretty huge.
Yes,
I see it more in Europe than the United States. I
yeah,
see it like pretty, and it's coming very normal. It's
yeah.
becoming very
Because
normal and part
because
of their life.
because in the US, a lot of parts of the US, gambling is illegal. And a
Yes,
lot of parts of the US. So it is not yet all over the place. But in Europe, it's not illegal, and football is the biggest sport. And like you have a good point there because gambling on football is a worldwide thing. I have friends that I know, people that I know that gamble or football. I can't say if they have a problem with gambling or not. I'm just saying that I know people that gamble. I know people that have shown some problem behavior with gambling, but you know, for them it's just a little thing here and there. Gapcom is back, just as we're about to round up. You know, because there's this thing they call it pool in Nigeria, which is almost the same thing. They have people take 10 games and they run like if you get 10 games and all of them are draws, for example, you win big money, or all of them are wins. You can predict what you want. You can pick this like Man City United. You can say, oh, Man City United, Man City to win, Barcelona, Real Madrid to win. The the classical, you pick games, pick 10 games, and the
I,
accumulator they accumulate the odds, and then if you get 10 of them, you win a lot of money. And then
eh,
I see guys that they're not mad about the result of their team losing. The first thing they go is that, oh, the player that missed the goal just cut his whole card because he would have won all of that money if not for that guy that missed the goal.
okay, let me give you a perfect example of what I was saying. Uh, you probably heard about El Chiringuito, right? The show in Spain, right? They talk
Yes.
about, they cover a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
know how
stuff.
Chiquito. Yes, I know
Okay,
how Chiquito.
El Chiringuito, when you watch it in the Spanish channel over there,
Hmm.
literally in one cut, in one break, you see five different betting companies advertising. Five. And that's not all of them. That's the top five. Sometime I watched a show in Fox Sport in the United States. No, sir. That's not allowed in the United States. That's the control thing. It just, and look at that. How many young people listen to these shows in Europe? Just that in Chiringuito. Not, that's just in Spain. In
Yeah,
England, I bet you there's a bunch of it. And these kids are growing, seeing that as
yeah,
normal. For them, it's natural, it's normal.
yeah,
So, of course, otherwise, someone is coming and got hired on this team, and someone come and tell them, "Don't you get in there? Because if you got in there, everything you're signing here for is gonna be gone. Period."
I don't know about all parts of Europe, but I can bet you this, unless it has changed recently, in almost every corner in England, Scotland, Ireland, there are betting shops. Just like you
But-
have your
yeah,
newspaper shop, you have
yeah,
your corner shop, there is a betting store in almost every single neighborhood.
yeah,
Yes, there's Ladbrokes, Betfair. They all have stores. Like you don't need to go far away to bet.
yeah,
Like I said, I know a lot of people that bet. I know a lot of people that bet. Like because you don't need to look for it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's only in the U.S. here that it's kind of less, but people still gamble in the U.S. By the way. But
People still gamble in the United States. The United States, I think the betting laws are more they're more state regulated. So I live
yes,
in Georgia. In
hmm
Georgia, it's betting is
illegal.
it's illegal. So if you're watching so the same NFL game that you're watching in I don't know New York or wherever, you might see some betting ads. But I'm watching the same thing here in Georgia. I don't see it. So, but I think the betting culture, at least in the United Kingdom, like it is so entrenched in sports that teams are finding it very difficult to switch their shirt sponsors. you know, all these teams that are being sponsored by some kind of betting company, they will find it very difficult to change their sponsors come, I think, is it 2026 or 2027, where,
Yeah, yeah. When it's all supposed to ban
yeah.
gambling sponsorship.
So that's how deeply rooted it is in the culture over there. But and it's no surprise that young men that are growing up into adults and getting into the professional career, they cannot leave that betting life behind. They cannot, just because that's what they grew up around. So I mean, look, it happened to what's his name, Ivan Tony, happening to Tonali. I think it's happening to Zaniolo as well. I think. So hey,
Yeah. Hmm.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like likewise over here in Texas, it's illegal. I used to live in New Orleans, and over there it's legal, and that's just a few hours from here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
And it's right. You're right about it.
yeah,
That was a
Yeah.
great point.
Yeah, because like that 2 hour drive to Lake Charles. You just take a 2 hour drive. Okay, let's call it 3 hour drive. You go to Lake Charles on a Friday evening. You gamble a bit, and then they give you free hotel because you're coming to gamble. You gamble, you stay overnight, and you drive back in on Sunday night.
And people
Guys
lose
do
a lot
that.
of money on these things. People lose a
Yeah,
lot of money.
yeah. People go and do it. And then there's this guy. You know him. This guy, because just remember this guy in Houston here. What's his name? Mattress Mac. He's like the biggest, one of the, well, I won't call him the biggest, but one of the biggest,
Gambler
gamblers.
and a sportman. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what this guy does? Every year when the Astros are playing, he goes, "Come and buy," because he has a furniture shop. "Come and buy furniture from my shop. Any furniture you buy over, let's say $2,000, $3,000, buy furniture of $3,000. If the Astros win the World Series, you get your money back, everything. If the Astros lose, you don't get anything." Then he goes and places a big gamble on the Astros winning. So guess what? If the Astros win,
He's cashing out.
he's cashing out. If the Astros lose, he's cashing out because
He's
people
cashing out.
rush it. Last year, the Astros won the World Series. This guy paid some people, like one lady that worked with my wife got furniture, or she bought furniture of like 5,000. He paid her back the 5,000, then gave them all because he won big. He won about one of the highest wins ever in the U.S. on gamble. He won about $90 million or something. He gave them back an extra 1,500. He gave people
Yep.
more money because the guy likes to give money away. The guy's good though. He's very nice because during Hurricane Harvey and all of that, he's a very he
Yeah.
let people come and sleep in his
Yeah.
shop.
Two sports. Two
Yeah,
sports. Magic. Humongous. Huge, huge, huge
yeah,
story. It's
yeah.
pretty
Very
amazing.
big store. He let people sleep in that store during
Mhm.
Hurricane Harvey.
No.
Sleep on his
Gambling,
mattresses
but
that was supposed to be sold.
gambling is not for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh no, it's not. It's not.
No, no.
It's
All
not.
right, guys. Last comment. As a comment, okay, few more comments. Last one, then we'll do kudos and donkeys of the week, and then we gotta go. We've been here for an hour. Usually, I try to keep this to an hour. We've been here already for an hour. So, Henry comes in with he goes. He's talking about. He's going back to us talking about Bellingham. He goes, but he's still going. He's talking to me, but he's still going. Bucci. He's young. He will make that subtle change, and he has room to become Zizu. I don't know. Become Zizu.
He
He
doesn't
can become great, but become Zizu, I don't know,
he
man. I
doesn't
just
need to
laughing.
become Zizou. I don't even think he has the ability to become Zizou.
Yeah, it's like, man, I don't know. Like, come on, man. I watch Zizu a lot. I
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
Bellingham a
He doesn't
lot.
have
It's
the
not even
ability to become Zizou.
close.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's setting an unrealistic expectation for him. Like he's
Yeah.
not going to do it.
It's not even like Zizu is Messi, Ronaldo, world
Like Zizou is
goats
like
level.
Let's call it different then. Let's call it different. The guy have awesome talent, and he's gonna
oh, he
build.
does.
He's
Oh,
gonna build his own legacy. That someone was gonna say. He's gonna say, "Oh, this youngster is gonna be like Bellingham," like that.
yeah.
Period.
No.
That is
Look,
good.
Bellingham. Like, there's no doubt that this guy he has all the minerals
Mhm.
to
I cannot be like Olga ever. For more than I try, I can't be like him. Not even close to Ayo. So impossible.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
gotta do my own way, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let the guy finish. Let the guy eat first.
Yeah, he's still cooking. He's still
Still
cooking
cook-
right
let
now.
him eat. He before Zizou became Zizou, Zizou was banging in the World Cup. Zizou was playing 3 Champions League finals in a row, dominating them, losing them due to like being in the wrong team or losing due to ill luck. But he was banging it. He wasn't just So Zizou was a man that was doing things. By France '98 World Cup, he had been in the
Zizou
Champions League
won the
final
World
three
Cup.
times in
Yeah.
a row. Then he won the World Cup. Then he won all the Champions Leagues. So it's not about and the style of play is so wildly different. So that's why I'm going, Zizou, guys, calm down. Step on that, step on that break a little. Let this kid, because we don't know if this kid is having an Indian summer. We don't know. He has never scored this many goals before.
Yeah.
And we don't know. He scores,
And
but is he a reliable goal scorer that's going to
I
keep
think,
scoring?
and I think the reason he's scoring this many goals is because Real Madrid do not have a recognized number nine. I mean, Joselu, yeah, he's a number nine, but
Yeah.
what Joselu does not, he's not that guy. You see what I'm saying? So Bellingham has that freedom to enter the box and be a fox in the box, find spaces like the way a striker should. If you guys go ahead and get a real number nine, I don't know how Bellingham's game will become impacted in terms of his goal contribution.
Yeah.
I think it was better for him not to be with someone else at the time of his signing. So
Mhm.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
true. That's a good
yes.
point.
Yeah. It's working out for him. It's working out for him, and I hope he keeps doing well.
Yeah.
But my fear is that people will label this guy a goal scorer, and then when when he comes down to level, because this is so high, this is so off the chains, that
Yeah.
when he comes down to his average, maybe scoring 10 goals a season, and people
Mhm.
start going, man,
He starts
is
slagging him off because
yeah, exactly. So that's my fear, because
yeah,
he's not a Cristiano Ronaldo, he's not a Messi, and this level of scoring is Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo level.
it is, yeah,
So that's my fear. That's just that's why I'm saying people should calm down. I'm not saying the guy is good. I'm not trying to take away anything from him.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
don't just start giving the flowers and the house and the keys,
think
everything to a kid
I
who
think the
doesn't.
problem I think the problem is always to mention another player. Like that's the
And
problem.
that's the thing. We always mention, oh, this guy is the second coming of this. And I started it. I started with saying that he's the second coming of Zizou. But obviously, I didn't mean to compare him to Zizou. I'm just saying in terms of his name, what he's contributing, Galactico, type. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry.
Okay. Last comment goes, side eye, I would plead with you to watch so many Madrid matches. We perform hopelessly and kill the game the last 2 minutes when we press. Otto explains what I'm saying. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, guys, let's do kudos and donkeys, and then we're out of here. So what are your? Does anyone have kudos and donkeys this week? Donkeys. Let's start with donkeys. Who has any donkey for the week?
Uh, you want me to go?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can start.
Yeah,
please.
Donkey has to be Eric Ten Hag. Has to be Eric Ten Hag. Hold it. Just hold it. That's
Okay, that was obvious. That's why I let you go first because I knew that was coming.
yeah.
Otto, do you have a donkey for this week?
Uh, I mean, it can be the same. I can't agree with Olga, but I think he he will do better. He can do better than that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look, when you have a player, you gotta utilize your player better,
Yeah.
better positioning, better strategy. You
Yeah.
know, hey, um, Guardiola doesn't have the same team that he had last year. That he's doing changes. He's doing something.
Hmm?
And look the position that they got on the league. They're not on the best position, but hey, the dude he just
Oh,
making
yeah,
it
they're
fun.
very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
So take
difference.
that from me, the
There's
donkey.
a difference between losing games because your opponent is better than and edges it slightly, and there's difference between losing games and playing, you know, below your level.
Y-
Like as a stat I saw, and the stat was that usually for richer teams or bigger teams, people will say for that money you spend, for the level of payroll you have, you're
mhm.
not doing well.
Yeah.
But Manchester United are performing below league average.
Exactly.
They're not even performing
Yeah.
like if they were Aston Villa, they're not performing well.
Exactly. But
That's
the best comment I saw to describe your point is,
mm,
yeah, and it was a Liverpool fan on the big Facebook group. The guy was
mm,
like, "It's like Manchester City is playing against a championship team," and that is like we did look like a championship team
yeah.
today.
So it's
So yeah,
yeah, but it's not the first time this season.
it's not the
So
first.
that's why when people were going in derby form goes out, I go, okay, this is crazy. But anyway, uh it's a unanimous donkey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a unanimous donkey. I was gonna make Eddie Howe the donkey of the week for trying to say he was gonna play Tonali. Like that was silly, but I think Eric Tehar should get a donkey from me too. It's a unanimous donkey this week. It's a donkey of the week, proper donkey of the week.
Got
Does anyone have any kudos for this week? It might be a unanimous one too, but let's go. Otto, you want to start this one?
I
Uh,
I should say the whole Real Madrid team because they make it happen. But do the guy deserve it? Because just to be there where he needs to be, 2 goals, Jude Bellingham. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Without the team, Bellingham is not gonna be there.
That's
So
right.
I think the whole team
Mm.
performed. On the second half, they did what I had to do.
Okay.
Against the Madrid team.
Uh,
Jola, you
yeah,
got
yeah.
anyone?
My kudos, and I mean, this might sound a little, I guess, double-sided, seeing as how I just gave Ten Hag and Manchester United donkey. My kudos will actually go to Onana. I think that penalty save at the last minute, in during the week, that you know that bought him some kind of goodwill, some kind of redemption. And then he built on top of that today. I mean, today, of course, you can say he considered 3 goals, but Onana prevented, that game from becoming like a cricket score, So, yeah, I'll say shout out to him. I'll say shout out to Onana because he's had a difficult start to his United career, and hopefully this just kind of like stabilizes him a little bit. Because I just need him to stop being the center of attention for bad reasons. That's it.
Yes, good boy, good boy.
Yeah,
He
That's
gonna be
right.
saving every game.
exactly. Like, yeah,
Well, I don't know. Man.
You heard that?
I
Okay.
just, like,
Now,
come on, man. Like, Ayo, man, Ayo, don't.
Hoga,
I,
Hoga,
I,
you see,
next time we do the calendar for hosting, before we finalize the calendar,
we need to look at
we're gonna look at the
yeah,
fixtures because
yes,
this was some match fixing in here. This
yes.
was some match
I
fixing
wonder why I
going
get
on,
to
man.
this.
go
Yeah,
go ahead, Bucci. This is your therapy end of the show.
yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. My kudos of the week will go to Jude Bellingham. He was like kudos of the week. And that's why people might be surprised, given that I've been saying he's not Zizou, but he's not Zizou. He's not Zizou. But I like Andy Gray. Was one of my first soccer commentators that I like. And one
Mhm.
thing Andy Gray says a lot is comment the hour, comment the man.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I mean, it's a Bible verse that we all know, but the way Andy Gray said it, it kind of stuck to my head. He said it, we gave a football connotation to it. Comment the hour, comment the man. If you do not step up to the
yeah,
plate, you're not going to eat.
yeah,
You got to step up to the plate to eat. You got to step up to score. So Jude Bellingham stepped up, and he's done it. 13 goals, 13 games, and you know he's doing it. So he has to take
Mhm.
that kudos because
Yeah,
that's the biggest game of his career so far, and he stepped
yes,
up and he did it. And he's so I give it to him. I hope he keeps it up. I doubt he will because I don't see him scoring 50 goals this season. So, but at least he's going to get 20, 25 goals, which is still very good. But
yeah,
for this week, he deserves it. And I think he can fire Real Madrid to at least to the La Liga title. I don't think Real Madrid are good enough to win the Champions League.
yeah. I don't see them winning Champions League
Yeah,
without.
they don't have. They need a striker. They need a real goal scorer.
Yeah,
So, because the thing with Bellingham is, I think he gets into a game and he gets marked out, and it's over. But I'm digressing. Let's end this here because Otto wants to say something, and we're gonna be here for another 5 minutes. You're
No,
good?
no, I'm
Huh?
good. I'm
You
good.
sure?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Kwame.
Hey, you can't win championship every year either. So
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah,
but
yeah, oh
look
yeah.
look at that smug smile on his face. I'm good.
hey,
I'm good. He's had a very good week,
Look
man.
at him.
Look at him. He's just feeling like, oh my god. Ah.
14,
Oh god. Oh god. Oh
14.
god.
In
Oh god.
fact, few players in Real Madrid have more than any other
Manchester.
team in Europe.
Yeah,
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 So,
more than
that's
Manchester
true.
United. That's true.
That's
That's
true.
true. Yeah.
right?
That
Casemiro has
that
more than Manchester United.
The thing is,
Carvajal
the
has
thing
more than
is,
Manchester United.
the
So it's
thing
fine.
is, during Champions League time, it's becoming to us very common, normal to be competing for that those last stage of the competition. So that's what we always expecting better result from the team, but still good. I think I really would like to see that striker coming, and I hope it's Holland. I hope Holland let him go and he come and he play
It's
with his buddy.
it's
I don't
Mbappe.
want.
You know
I
who
don't.
it is. You
I
know
don't
it's
want.
Mbappe. Don't. I know you don't want him, but don't don't hold your breath.
I hope not, man. And I
Don't
hope.
hold your breath, because of those
I
two,
hope not.
he's
Hola,
the more
do something,
realistic
man.
one.
I don't want that dude in my team.
I know,
That
but he's the more realistic one. He's the more realistic one.
no.
I think that's Sir Smith. He goes, oh nah, nah. He gives. He's singing. I don't know which of them he's singing. Is
Rihanna,
it
it was Rihanna. Oh no.
Rihanna? Okay,
Yes,
because he
yes,
might be singing nah, 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 nah. Who knows? But
yes.
guys, let's end on a positive note. It's been a good week for some people. I mean, Manchester United will not define my week.
Absolutely not.
It will
Nope.
not define my week.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, next time I will be going to the museum.
You know what? Hey, it's just football. You just have to enjoy it. Hey,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. We have to continue. It's like
Look at
what?
him. Look at this guy.
Listen, when Real Madrid lose, you gotta keep moving. Hey, there's no Real Madrid without Barcelona competition. There's no Barcelona without Real Madrid competition.
I wish.
How
I
are you
wish.
gonna leave that Clásico?
No, guess what? The next time Real Madrid lose the Clasico, I'm going to do the
I've been
matchmaking
here.
myself. I'm
Hold on.
coming.
I've been here,
I'm
right?
coming.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
been
He
here.
actually has been here when Real Madrid lost.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with him. But
I've been
anyway,
here.
guys, remember to follow us at YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. We're also on Facebook at Footy Fantasy. On Twitter, it's different. It's at Footy80 Fantasy. Thank you guys for coming on. It's been a good show. Kwame, they're asking when your reaction is coming out. It's out.
It already came out in this video. This is it.
Nah,
It
nah,
already
nah. It's
came out.
coming. Don't worry. It's
Yeah.
we're gonna give him some things. He's gonna come out with that reaction. We need it. So, guys, everyone have a good week. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. Chris AY, thanks. Henry, all of you. Goke, every single one. Linga, Sasmith, Ayo. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming on. It's good to see you again, also. Ogakwabe. Have a good one, guys.
We're
Bye,
just too
guys.
bad. You know what? The donkey should be to Ayo, not being here.
Yeah, I know.
That's the donkey. That's the real
I
donkey.
know.
Ayo, you have to be here.
I is donkey.
Ayo, okay, we'll change it. Ayo, you're the donkey of the week.
I is the donkey.
Have
Bye,
a good
guys.
night.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.